The spooky mystery. What is really driving the price of Cardano or ADA down every single day? And are we going to ever get back up there? The truth is, majority of the reason that Cardano or any of these cryptocurrencies are going down in value is because we're in a down market. There's a lot of other reasons behind this, but yesterday I kind of summed it up and said, hey, it's because of these initial stake pool offerings. Which, to be fair, maybe there is some correlation, although it's probably pretty tiny. And also, my argument of yesterday was pretty half-baked and pretty, poopy. So, with that being said, in today's video, I want to recover that a bit and explain some of the responses to my video, some really good responses on how the macro of this works, and also recover how a lot of these ISPOs or initial stake pool offerings where you stake your ADA with high margin pools where instead of getting ADA rewards as you usually would, you get their native token at some other point in time. These are not as detrimental as I believe they were to be, or kind of outlined in the last video. And a lot of these protocols are actually doing very, very good things or taking precautions to counteract what I've said, to not just sell off the ADA and put it right back on the market. I think it's also key to mention that when we're talking about fundraising ADA, and if those projects are going to need to sell it to fund their development, likely the trade-off, if they're an active project, is going to be worth it in the ecosystem because we need infrastructure. We need things built on Cardano. These things cost money. The more people building and open sourcing things, the less this has to happen in the future. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying that everyone's a great actor and this is all going to be just great. But I am saying that maybe ISPOs aren't really driving price down as much as I thought they were. And to be honest, I don't think they are because there is millions and millions of ADA minted every 5 days or every epoch. And the amount that ISPOs take is a pretty small fraction when we can zoom out, even if there are quite a bit of projects and it does increase selling pressure. Not all of these ISPOs are going to be selling the ADA right away. Not all of them might sell at all. And we can't really be sure what they're doing with the ADA, but we can say for a fact that a lot of these projects are using the ADA for good to build more on the Cardano ecosystem. And they're also keeping it off exchanges, which is really good. If you're staked with a stake pool, hey, you got your ADA in your own wallet and you're not using an exchange, which is really good as well. Now, back to ISPOs and driving ADA price down. This was a video yesterday. You can watch it if you want, but it's not going to be a must to do so. I will say that I covered Maladex in that and talked about their pools. Maladex is actually very transparent, and I should have looked more into this, about what they do with their funds and how they're operating their pools. They also don't have 30 pools, they have 5, and they also have, variable fee 5% pools if you don't want to give up all your ADA rewards. So they are, I believe, good actors in this space. Although that's my judge of character. I'm in my mom's basement, so what do I know? Now, that being said, also, I covered Genius Yield and their ISPO, and I said, hey, they're making like 30,000 ADA every 5 days from one of their fully saturated pools, not just any pool, a pool with about 60 million ADA staked in it, which does take some, power of marketing and resources to get to. But they are also pulling in a lot of ADA every epoch. But I didn't mention that Genius Yield is actually very transparent about their selling, what they're doing, as well as Maladex. And then I also mentioned Meld, which really surprising to me. They have apparently not spent or sold any of the ADA. Not sure how accurate that claim is. I don't know for a fact, but there is some wallets here provided by Late Game Crypto. Josh from Late Game Crypto, really good dude. You can check out his channel too. But pretty much they're staking with Barry, and if anyone's staking with Barry, I don't want to say anything bad about them because, to be honest, Barry is one of the most important pools to me in the ecosystem. I have my own pool, Jack, but to me, Barry is a pool that is run by Alessandro, the creator of Nami Wallet, the creator of SpaceBuds, who has provided so much for the Cardano ecosystem, and it's really happy to see that Meld has a big old wallet staked with them, as well as you can see they're one of the reward wallets right here. Still has a lot of ADA in it, and I imagine has been accumulatively put into this wallet to stake with a small pool, Barry. Okay, now that we have all that out of the way, I want to talk about the actual point of this video, which was what is really driving the price down. As I mentioned, a lot of it is the macro view of the world right now. We're in a down market. But there's also a lot of things to consider, like, is the ISPO really the reason? Or if we went with a different model, like an ICO, it's going to end up in the same thing. If you want to participate in the ADA or the Cardano ecosystem, what are you going to sell to get Cardano native assets? Probably Cardano. So a lot of these fundraising events with ISPOs are a chaotic neutral, in my opinion. Not all of them are obviously going to be super good actors, and there's going to be times where they aren't having the best interest of the protocol at heart. But I do think a lot of them, a majority of them, that are here to build and are here to be transparent and talk to their community are going to be cool with doing things in a way that prevents the protocol from being hurt by their actions. Right now, we're reading a tweet from Jarek from Maladex, the protocol architect of Maladex, and he says this: do you know why the price really goes down? Other assets went down. We're in a down market, as I mentioned earlier. And also, there's a lot of ambiguity in geopolitics. People aren't really playing with cryptocurrencies and money and DeFi when they're threatened with nukes. And this is really true. A lot of things going on in the world right now. It's not because the ISPOs that Cardano price got to 80 cents. That's definitely not the reason we got this low. There's a lot more to it than that. And to be honest, after looking at it more, I think ISPOs are a lot less of the reason that I thought to begin with, and it comes down to a lot more macro things when we take a look at the bigger picture. Right now, not only is crypto getting decimated, in Cardano specifically, but anything kind of speculative or tech-wise in that sector that's not a commodity is getting destroyed and is going down in value. And all of those other sectors don't have ISPOs driving the price down. That's not the reason they're going down. So I do want to mention that as well. Fundamentally, when we look at Cardano, the price, to be honest, is pretty low. To blame it on ISPOs was an overstatement. Maybe some of the price or some selling comes from projects funding with ADA, maybe. But in the grand scheme of things, Cardano price being at 85 cents is a blessing to me. I don't have any more fiat to buy it, but I probably would be buying it right now. I'm not sure. Because 84 cents, when we just had our fourth DEX launch yesterday, and we have so many dApps building, whether they're doing ISPOs or they're funding with different ways like MinSwap and their liquidity bootstrap event, whatever they're doing, they're building something on Cardano, and the price might not reflect all of these projects that have come in the past year, as we're down in a yearly chart, but we're in a down market. And although capital might not be super efficient right now, I think generally things are looking up for Cardano, and I'm happy to support a lot of these projects in methods of ISPOs or other fundraising methods that they come up with. In yesterday's video, I kind of said that I wasn't going to be staking with any more ISPOs, but the truth is I am still staked with Maladex for a few more epochs until their ISPO ends, and also Genius Yield, even though their rewards don't get paid out for another year and a half, give or take. So there is a lot of incentive to stake with ISPOs. You are sacrificing or taking a risk by giving up your ADA, but knowing that that ADA that you're giving up is going to someone who is building and is transparent about what they're doing with it is probably a much wiser thing to look forward to than just saying, hey, I'm going to toss my ADA in the stake pool. Hopefully their token that they're, that's going to run the protocol or govern it is going to be worth something, and hopefully they don't sell the ADA. It's nice to have people like Genius Yield, Maladex, and even Meld doing things in a more transparent way, and I do look forward to seeing more people who are running ISPOs following their footsteps. Lastly, if you don't want to stake with an ISPO and you want to earn just ADA on your ADA, you can stake with the Jack stake pool to do so. There are also many other stake pools out there. You don't have to stake with me, but if you want to, you can. And yeah, that's about it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.